One thing that I love about Lely is that we're always monitoring KPIs, we're always looking at objectives, and we're always managing through numbers, not just through sensations. My name is Ishan Wadiwala and I manage the farm Cooperativa Fattoria della Piana in Calabria in Italy. On our farm in total there's 117 workers, but that's between 8 who work in the stables directly to take care of the cows and all of the other sectors. At Fattoria della Piana we farm 600 acres of land. We grow various types of feedstock which feed our 1,030 cows more or less. So 90% of our cows are Holsteins, Italian Holsteins, with 10% brown Swiss. We then take all of the milk that we milk with 8 Lely A5s. We're currently making an average of 32 litres per cow with fat around 3.8 and protein around 3.3. We've moved from about 27 to about 32. We transform all of our milk into cheese. We also buy cheese milk from outside farmers. Every year we transform about 4 million litres of our own milk and another 2 million litres of milk that we buy into fresh types of cheese like mozzarella and ricotta and aged types of cheese like caciocavallo and other typical Italian cheeses. We have 25 trucks that sell fresh products in the south of Italy like Calabria, Sicily, these kinds of regions. We then export to the rest of Europe and North America. Amazon is an interesting system. It's extremely efficient. It manages both process and people to a very high degree of accuracy. And it's something which I find to a large degree is missing in agriculture. When we talk about efficiency in agriculture, unfortunately it's quite a fragmented sector, which means typically lots of small holdings. As a result of having lots of small holdings, there's not much innovation and there's not much monitoring process. One thing that I love about Lely is that we're always monitoring KPIs, we're always looking at objectives, and we're always managing through numbers, not just through sensations, which is kind of what I took from my Amazon experience and what I'm trying to apply in the south of Italy. We had looked at other milking systems before choosing Lely. We had looked around on the market. We found that Lely had 3 primary advantages. A being the first, it meant that historically they had the biggest database, which meant that in terms of analytics it was the most favorable. Secondly, in terms of service, they were present where we are, which is a remote area. And thirdly, they have FMS, which is a consulting service, which gives us insight into what our objectives should be and how to achieve them. Lely technicians came down both from Milan and from our local Lely center to help us with the startup, and they were great. The startup was a lot of fun. We started with the first 3 robots over spring and the next 3 over the summer. It was about, the first time we started with 50 cows, the second time we started with 100 cows. For the first 2 weeks, most of us were just in the cow shed all day, getting the cows to go around and around, get them used to it. The first day was very difficult, the second day was medium difficult. From the third day onwards, it was very easy. Most of them would go on their own, we were just getting the ones which maybe took a bit longer and stuff like that. I personally thought that our staff wouldn't react well, but throughout the whole process that we were evaluating the decision, we spoke to them continuously and communicated why we were doing this. We explained that our main objectives were to improve their quality of life and to try to make sure that they have the possibility to not have to work the morning and the evening, to have days off and stuff like that, and to take longer holidays. As a result, when we actually did start at the beginning, it was more difficult, but as soon as we passed the first 2 or 3 weeks, everyone was in favor because they now realize the advantages for their quality of life as well. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, the number of milkings went up from went from exactly 2 to just under 3. As a result, the somatic cell count has come down. But other than that, I see the animals like less concerned when they see people. Because before, when someone would come, they would often think it would be someone coming to milk them. Whereas now, when someone goes in the pen, which is quite rare, they don't see it with as much concern. So we were actually already quite ahead of the curve before the regulations came in. Because with our biogas plants, we already absorb all of our manure, and it's actually necessary because it creates methanogical bacteria. So that's useful for us for the production of biogas. What we do have to be careful about is how we spread the biogas digestate on our land, but it works out that it's a great fertilizer, so we're all happy. We used to pay 200,000 more or less euros every year of energy because we had to buy electricity. Today with the biogas plants, we make close to 2 million euros a year. Till now, the dairy sector has always been one piece of the puzzle quite on its own. I feel like the future is always more interconnected with sustainable manure management practices, with energy production, and with a cycle that's not only sustainable but virtuous, because it has to be part of society, not just a part of society.